Alright, hello everybody who's watching the stream. This is Craigoff, and I'm going to be live streaming a somewhat new indie game, if I can get my bar to work. There we go. The name of this game, as you can see on the screen, is King Arthur's Gold. It is on an awesome indie game. If you guys like any kind of team-orientated capture the flag style game mode, this is definitely the kind of game you want to look into. The graphics are very simple, it's very easy to play, it doesn't require huge resources. You could probably play this game on a laptop, just like Link Realms was earlier. This is even better though for resource wise. I'm going to go ahead and log in. And with me I have, I'm going to murder your name again, Michael Markinkowski. He's the developer for this game, so why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
You got it nearly perfect again. My name is Michał Marcinkowski, and I'm from Poland, that's why the strange name. Poland, Europe, and I make computer games, and this game, King Arthur's Gold, I made I think 2 or 3 months ago, and it's quite good.
Yes, I've thoroughly enjoyed this game. It is quite unique for what it offers. If you guys want an idea of what it's like, it's kind of a mix of Minecraft with a little bit of Terraria without the monsters and Capture the Flag.
Yeah, I wanted to make a really simple game that you could just join in and have fun for 5 minutes and just kill people or do whatever you want, destroy stuff. But also you can play it for hours and hours and hours. I played this game for hours at a night and didn't sleep well. That was my goal, and I think I achieved it for myself. I don't know how about others, but I like my own game, so that's good.
Well, it looks like the US server isn't up right now, so I'm going to join the EU server. So I can imagine that trying to stream this and then play the EU server is going to be quite leggy for me.
Yeah, that's gonna lag probably for you. I hope the viewers don't mind.
Oh, that was gonna hurt. Alright, so Keg is quite interesting. There's a whole lot of team dynamic, and you can build castles and everything. And you recently released a physics style system for taking castles down. Could you go in a little more detail about that?
Yeah, well, I needed a good tagline for the game, and I thought build castles and destroy and watch your enemies crumble was a good tagline, so I decided to make a physics engine to just allow people to destroy castles. It's such a cool thing for me to just destroy a castle, you know. And because I already did a building and mining in the first release of the game, but there was something missing, and that you can see in Minecraft and in Terraria. Mining and building is pretty fun thing, and if you add to that combat dynamics, I think that's the perfect game, and that's what I'm aiming for. You can make it even more perfect when you add physics and destructible, collidable 2D physics. For me, that is like the best thing that can happen in a game, and I want to give that to the players.
Yeah, I do have to say that one of the most unique things after the most recent updates, getting killed by an engineer when he drops a piece of stone on your head is quite entertaining.
Right, that is so funny. People tell me to remove that feature because it's like the builders are too powerful, but I can't stop laughing when a big block of rock just drops on your head.
Yeah, and right now I'm actually playing it as an archer, and the dynamics have changed so much that I'm kind of not used to how it works, because it used to be just you'd hold the mouse button down the whole time, but now you actually have to time your shots to get the proper distance, and I really like it. It makes them a bit more realistic feeling to an archer, because you can't just hold a bowstring back the whole time. So you've done a really good job of keeping the game updated and listening to the community. Are there any challenges that you've been presented with trying to implement certain features?
Well, every feature is a challenge. I'm not that good of a coder or game designer for it, so everything is a challenge for me, really. I think the biggest challenge in this particular game is just dealing with what players come up with. You know, because in a single player you can pretty much predict what path a player will go, and you set that path for him. You create that path. But in a multiplayer game, you just create a sort of a sandbox and tell people, okay, you're here on this map, and go kill each other, you know? And you just give them a set of tools and ways of doing that. And you can't predict everything that will happen. So of course, this is unbelievably fun. Just on a side note, I'm sorry that I'm saying that how good this game is, but I really like it. But I feel funny doing that. Anyway,
it's always good if a developer likes his own game. I mean, the sad part of this is a lot of what the game industry is. Most developers are so separated from the game that you ask them a question, they wouldn't even know what it's about. So it's nice to hear that a developer likes the game.
Yeah, I really do. I just feel funny talking about it in this way. Anyway, what was challenges? Okay, the challenge. I think the challenge is dealing with what players come up with, because if you give them a sandbox type of game like this, they'll just find little loopholes and glitches, and they will abuse this game, you know. So the challenge is dealing with that in a non-destructive manner, so that the good players are rewarded and the abusive players are punished.
Yeah, I remember when I first joined and started playing this game, I had the most unique, interesting thing of seeing like sky bridges of ladders being built that just defied physics, and then I remember seeing 50 million arrows being launched across because you could spam them so easily, and you know, I saw a lot of I wouldn't say bugs, but you know, exploitable features when the game first came out. But you've done a pretty good job of fixing it, and I just got killed by a falling fortress.
I'm probably not the best man for the job, because things like those sky bridges across the whole map, I find it really amusing, and it's really funny, and I have to admit I did it myself probably once or twice, because I find the feature funny. That's why for a couple days or weeks I didn't really remove it, because it was fun. But eventually I have to remove it, because it's better overall. It's not just a game for me, you know.
Yeah, and somebody in chat saw me die from the castle falling, and they went, "Yay, gravity!" Because Minecraft and Terraria are both notorious for creating platforms in the air that shouldn't really truly exist. So, for a couple of the viewers, if somebody actually knows the website link and can paste it real quick for the people who are watching, please do it. And if you want to know what server I'm on the official EU server.
QubeTubers.com is the website. KAGQD.com. If you're struggling with the archer shooting, it has a power bar now. So when you hold the left mouse button and it goes to red, then you release, and that's a fully charged arrow. But you must be quick, because it quickly goes down.
Yeah, well, part of the problem is because I'm lagging on the server, that the bar isn't updating properly. So it's like when I do try to release it, it's like really weak from what I'm used to using, because I'm used to just memorizing it and not having to actually look at the bar. But because I'm lagging, the bar isn't updating quick enough. So it's like, oh, short shot, yay!
Yeah, you must do it just quicker, release it shorter.
Great, now I'm stuck.
Anyway, this will be a bit changed in the next version, because the red thing will stay longer, so it will be easier to shoot, and also the bar will jump up and down, so that you don't have to press the mouse button all the time.
Yeah, I like the mechanic of actually not being able to hold the mouse button down now, because I used to just you'd hold the mouse button down and go through a tunnel, and you know nobody would be able to get close to you even at night, just because you could span them so quickly. I like the new mechanic. It's definitely much more balanced in terms.
It is harder to use, but the charged arrow actually you can kill a guy in one or two shots with it.
Yeah,
so the whole combat in the new version will be changed. If you want to talk about that.
Yeah, one of the things that you added as well was the ability to jump on top of shields. The player just, as a knight, just needs to aim his shield up, and then the player can jump on it to get to a higher point. And archers can now actually jump on their arrows that they launch at walls as well.
Yeah, those are like, you know, things I imagined as a child doing, watching movies and stuff. It's like, you know, just cool stuff to do, you know. I want that in my game. I want the player to feel like a superhero. You know, you want to jump up the wall, so you just put an arrow in the wall and jump on it. Or just get 10 guys on and build a shield tower. Jump on top of each other's heads. That's... when I first saw people hopping on top of each other's shields in this game, like 10 people, actual 10 people, so the tower was like, you know, 100 pixels tall. I felt one of the happiest moments of my life, actually, because it's like a game designer's dream come true. Because as I said, this is not a single player game where you can just implement script a feature and there it is. You can show it to the players. Here you just give a mechanic. You just implement a possibility to jump on top of a shield, and you give that to the players, you know, and it's up to them how they use it. So when I actually saw 10 people build a knight tower, so I was really happy about that. You might want to show people how to use that, so they know what I'm talking about.
I'll have to switch to the knight class. I'm getting spammed with chat of "Die, Craig, die" on the other team because they all know me.
What, are you camping or what?
I'm trying to get to the... somebody's griefing the... somebody dug the hole underneath the outpost, so you can't change classes because you drop instantly. I see a lot of people have joined the server. There's it was quite full earlier. I probably should have picked a smaller one because we could have gotten more viewers in it. In fact, why don't we do that real quick? Would you guys be happy if I switch to a server that has more slots available?
If you want, I can set up the US server.
Yeah, that'd probably be great. I think we have a lot of
probably some
plus this the outpost got griefed already, so I'm spawning and falling down a pit, getting blown up. Yeah, there's 3 of my corpses down at the bottom of the pit. Alright, so there, I'm finally a knight, and if you can see that I'm holding my shield above my head, kind of my name's in the way, I'll pull out a little. If anybody jumps on top of my shield, they can actually jump further. So if there's a, there you go, there's some jumpers. And this server ends, so let's go ahead and get into the US server, everybody. See if I can find it, if it's up yet.
Wait a sec, I have to launch it.
Alright, I got disconnected from the game anyway. I think my ping was saying, we don't like you, go away. So, actually, you do offer a premium account for this game. Why don't you go a little bit more into detail on what that offers, so that people will know, you know, what kind of benefits they get for supporting you and purchasing a premium account.
Well, the main benefit of a premium account is just that I and Max, that is doing the graphics, stay alive, you know, and can make the game. Max or Giddy, he isn't do. He has to do like pixel work to survive, to make money. But if he gets money from this game, he doesn't have to work on other stuff. He can just work on King Arthur's Gold. The same goes to me. I don't have to do other stuff. I don't have to go to work or work on other games. So if I make money on this game, I just make King Arthur's Gold, so everybody's happy. But that's I don't want that to be the main benefit. I want to also give something to people. So So when you buy a premium account, which is just $9, you get access to something that I call the Gold server, and that is just a server where everybody that paid for the game can play, and that is just because the environment there will be much better, because on a public server people just download the game not knowing about it, and they join, and there's like lots of random stuff going on, you know, people figuring it out, random people trying to abuse stuff, and it's difficult to control that because the people there are anonymous, you know. But if they pay for a game and go into a Gold server, you know who that guy is, and you know what you expect from these people. You know they know the game. You know you know what you expect from them, and that they will play the game good, you know. So the game will be just much more fun in a server like that. Besides that, you get something which is called a multiplayer map editor. This is a map editor that actually works during the gameplay. So you just log into the server, even with people playing, and you can start editing the map and building castles just like magic, you know. For other people it seems like you have magic powers. But this is part of my dream to create a game where people just create a game in real time, you know. So you could create a terrain and a castle and some obstacles and in real time, and just let people play that. What else do you get? Yeah, you have some questions?
Yeah, I just wanted to. We've got a lot of people asking, "What the hell do I do? What am I supposed to do?" The first part of the map is
run and kill people.
All the QubeTubers have joined the US server when it came up. They're all asking, "What do I do?" So I'm just trying to give them a quick explanation. You pretty much run and operate the game with the left mouse button and the right mouse button, and then you use your scroll wheel to zoom in and out. And if you're an engineer, actually I haven't played an engineer forever. I don't even remember what the button is to bring up their crafting menu. Is it? I think it's F, isn't it? Yeah, it's F. And then you can build, your goal here is to take the other team's flag. You set up outposts as you move along, and then try to build everything you can to keep your base protected, and keep the team from getting to your flag all at the same time while trying to get theirs. You collect wood by right-clicking on a tree, right-click on the ground to dig. You'll find stone, gold, and dirt. You can use that to make various buildings and even catapults and that thing if you're an engineer. If you want to change your class to, say, an archer or a knight, go up to the outpost where you spawn from. Oh, great, now I can't get there. And you can click F. It'll change your class for you. The game's very simplistic in its controls. There's not much. Everything to move around is, you know, WASD, just like any first-person shooter. So, and I think we can go. There we go. And get people. If you guys have specific, it's E to switch class. Sorry. If you have specific questions that you'd like to ask the developer, go ahead and ask, and I'll make sure to relay them to him, or he can answer them himself. And this game is King Arthur's Gold.
Let me just recap. So you move with ASDW, so the typical FPS movement controls. Left mouse click, you fire as an archer, or you strike your sword with the knight, or you build with the builder. Right click as archer, you can harvest wood to make arrows. Right click for builder, you can mine and dig into dirt and collect stone, collect wood, collect gold. And knight, right click, you use the shield. If you want to change the class, just go up to the blue tent or outpost and press E. Okay, so any questions?
I'm looking to see. Before starting the development, what was the vision for King Arthur's Gold? That question was asked by Double.
Okay, hi Double. One day I googled 2D RTS because I wanted to see 2D side-scrolling RTS because I wanted to see if such a game exists, and there isn't really a game like that. All the RTSs are either isometric or top-down or just 3D. But there is one game that is like a 2D RTS, and that game is on the Super Nintendo, and that game is called King Arthur's World. And it looks pretty much like this, just maybe a bit worse. Getty is a better graphic pixel artist than those Japanese guys that made King Arthur's World. Anyway, King Arthur's World was a single-player game, and it was an RTS where you had a tent and a little King Arthur spawned, and you could create knights, you could create archers, and the goal was to just go to the left or right of the map and attack a castle and use siege machines and ram the doors and get into the castle and avoid traps, avoid enemy arrows and stuff like that, and just conquer the castle. So I thought, wow, this is just excellent material for a multiplayer game where you don't control everybody. Well, that would be cool too, but I'm just specialized in player-to-player combat games, you know, because I made Solid, and Solid is just a multiplayer game like that where you control a single character. So I decided to make a single character controlled game where you actually can build a castle, you can shoot arrows, you can siege a castle with your teammates, you can build a catapult, destroy the enemy doors, get in, kill everybody inside it, and in the end just blow it up and destroy the whole thing. So that's basically my vision for the game.
That's great. Let's see if I can find another question. Is there a question? Oh, is there a lot of bugs in the game?
The question is, are there lots of bugs in the game?
Yeah, that was the question I spotted. Here's another one. Was it hard to make the game?
Okay. Yeah, of course there are lots of bugs in the game. This game is just an alpha stage, you know. This isn't even beta. This means there not all the features that are planned are in the game yet. So not only is the game not finished, but there are of course lots of bugs. But some of them are really funny, like you could do sky bridges if you find a way to do it, and just get across the map in the sky, you know. That's a funny bug. Anyway, the other question was, is it hard to make this game?
Yeah, was it hard to make this game? That was a question a while back. I've got a couple others for you. I'm just trying to memorize them now.
No, it's actually really easy for me to do this game. I've been in this business of I don't want to call it business, in this thing I do, computer games. I think I have 15 years now, and I'm not old. I'm 27. I just started really early coding and making games because that's like the only thing I ever wanted to do, you know. So I already made a successful multiplayer game, Soldat, and that's like 8 years old, and I've been coding all my life. So this is really easy for me to make this game. The hard part was making the underlying engine for this game. Code all the networking stuff. Well, yeah, basically that. It's just network stuff is the hardest to do. And the underlying engine to make it portable for other systems like Linux and Macintosh, and maybe someday like iPhone or iPad. You know, I really want to do that. So that are hard things because I haven't done that before.
Okay, well, somebody just mentioned this. I'm just going to say the name. Someone mentioned Soldat.
Yeah, I mentioned Soldat.
Okay, so yeah, I was just saying that they're starting to. Some of them are mentioning that they've played the game, so we've got some other fans here.
Yeah, people are kind of surprised that this is the game from me, from the guy that made Soldat, because Soldat is a pretty known independent game, and I haven't really announced that well that, hey, I am this guy that made Soldat, this really popular game that used to be popular and is probably still now, but relatively. But I haven't announced that I made this game because I really don't want to. I miss the days when I was anonymous, like in the times when I released Soldat. Nobody knew me. I just went on a game developers forums and posted this game, and from that time it became a viral success, you know, word of mouth, zero marketing, zero promotion, just people liked the game and spread the word because they liked that game. So I missed those times. That's why in the first month when I released King Arthur's Gold, I released it anonymously under a nickname, so nobody knew that it was me. I just posted this game somewhere and let it go. And quickly people caught on it, caught it, you know. It got on Reddit. Somebody posted it on Reddit, and from that time just hundreds of people are coming in and trying the game out. So the game must be really fun to play because people like it, not because I made Soldat or whatever, but because it's a really good game.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask this question because he's been repeating it, and it's actually a pretty good question. You work really hard on this game. Do you ever struggle with motivation?
Sorry, again?
You work really hard on this game. Do you ever struggle with motivation? That's by Eggnog.
I see some game developers on the chat. I don't struggle with motivation for the simple fact that I don't do anything else in my life. That means all the money I get to live with is just from games, you know. So I have to do games, you know. If I don't do games, I'll have to do something else. But I've never ever in my life done anything else, and I don't want to do anything else. So I have to make games. Either I make awesome games and make some money on it, or I die. So that's the kind of motivation I have. The other part is I do actually love creating games. If there was no money involved, or I would still do it. You know, I just like coding in the evening and creating something that nobody will ever see. I just love the creative process. You know, I love coding things and see it works. So if you're struggling with motivation to create a game, you really have to look deeper into what brings you enjoyment in creating a game. do you really enjoy coding something and watching it go live? Do you enjoy if other people praise you? I don't know, or do you enjoy painting the game, or do you just enjoy thinking about games? Because I know people like that. They just enjoy thinking about a game, but the actual process of creating a game isn't enjoyable for them. So they like make the game for 2 weeks and get bored of it because they just like the game in their heads. They don't want to go through creating it. So you have to think about, does the creative process really give you enjoyment? Are you the type of person that can enjoy that? And if you don't enjoy that, just find different ways of making the games. Maybe you are more of a team person that is motivated by working in teams and helping others create a game. Maybe you would just be better in a sort of PR thing where you talk about the game. I know many people that like to talk about games, and they are perfect for a job that they will just talk and promote the game. You know, find a thing that motivates you most. Yeah, really think about that. Think about this question: not where do I find motivation? Because you don't find it anywhere. It's always inside you. You have to ask yourself a question: what motivates you most?
Alright, so there's a good question in here. Is there plans to have support for Macintosh?
Oh, I'm really struggling with support for Mac. The game is, I think, 99% compatible with Macintosh. I installed Mac OS X. I set up the compilers. I started compiling the game, but there's like a bunch of stuff I don't understand, and I can't really. I said I'm struggling with that, and I can't really fix that. I can't find also motivation to go through it, you know, because that is something that I do not enjoy. Like compiling stuff on other systems is really boring. It's not actually creating a game. It's just making it more available for other people. You have to really, I don't know. Just go through it, you know. But this will be available. I just have to find 1 or 2 days time free, just sit on it and compile the Mac version, and it will be ready, I promise.
That's good. There's the guy asked you how long the game was in development for, which I think we already covered. But he did ask, did you create everything? Art, sounds, animations, artwork, all that stuff?
I made everything in this game except the graphics. The graphics are done by Getty, a great pixel artist. Everything else, the code, the sounds, the non-existent music. No, there is no music. There are just jingles, but I copied them from freesound.org, a great site, by the way. I take sounds from there. And yeah, everything I made by myself. I'm just a single developer, and I learned to do everything myself. The same, well, not the same as Soldat. Soldat I made 100% on my own. Just the music wasn't mine. I even made the graphics and Soldat. Here I wanted the game to look better, so I didn't do the graphics, just out of respect to players. So I took a real pixel artist.
Particular
more questions?
I'm just answering a question that somebody was asking me. When I'm playing, why do I have no sound? I turn the sound down so you guys can hear the developer, and there's no interruptions and everything. So the sound is very low, just so, like I said, you guys can hear the developer answer your questions.
If you're playing on Linux, you might not have sound, because there's some bug that some people don't have sound on Linux. So just to remind you where you can download this game, kag2d.com, kag2d.com.
What are some of your future ideas for
this game?
Do I like the what?
Do you like the gore in this game? Because I see lots of people
Yeah,
blowing up right now.
I keep blowing up. I threw a bomb and then I accidentally fell down the hole, and I tried to block it with the shield, and then it blew us all up instead. But yeah, the gore in this is quite nice. It's not like super gory, but it's artful enough that it doesn't distract from the gameplay and its style.
Yeah, well, the purpose is just... I find it funny, you know, when people blow up in computer games, of course. So, I'm glad that's enjoyable.
Yeah, any game that has, you know, player versus player dynamics should definitely need gibbing. Even if it's colorful or artsy. Just because you blow up and prize boxes doesn't mean you're not getting good.
Yeah, I said it's funny to give your friend, because you can't do that in real life, so it's funny to do that in a computer game. So I always like to have that possibility in a game.
See if I can find another question for you, or if you find one that you'd like to answer yourself.
Oh, I'm not really on the chat.
Oh, okay. Will you introduce Slenderman? Like, no, that's not a question. Would it be possible to make a secondary scroll button so people without a mouse wheel can zoom in and out?
You can change the controls in by pressing escape, going into the menu, and there are settings, controls, and you can change any key you like in there.
I'm showing the menu right now. You hit in settings and there is an option, and even a zoom in and zoom out. Of course, I get killed while I'm trying to show it. For Jeb, your question, somebody will post a link for you.
On the blue team should build a bigger castle, you know.
Yeah, unfortunately our side seems to be getting pushed back quite a bit. I would help though, but I don't think I have the attention span to be able to do an interview, read chat, and then build something.
Yeah, I wish I could join and just help you guys.
Yeah, it's entertaining watching how everybody's trying to figure this out, and you know, I'm seeing random bombs blown up. I've killed myself a couple times with the bombs because I didn't know you changed the mechanic, because you used to just hold the F button down and throw it. And I hadn't played Knight in so long that I guess I didn't know you actually had to hit the F button again. I blew myself up like 2 times doing that.
Okay, I'm in the chat. Seems people are asking, is this Terraria?
Yeah, it's not Terraria. This is a keg, better known as King Arthur's Gold. It's a capture the flag style game, which actually brings up another question. What other game modes are you planning on implementing into the game?
Great question. Well, we plan on changing the default mode, which is capture the flag right now, to something we might call the war mode, which will be more like a real war, where you just go to the other team's castle, destroy it, destroy their spawning place, and then kill everybody inside. So that would be more like a real war. That's what we want to do. Other game modes are something like a conquest, where right now you can build outposts. You can get a builder and build an outpost anywhere you like, even underground or on top of a mountain, and people will spawn there. But we want to do a game mode called Conquest, where outposts would be predetermined, pre-made on the map, and the goal would be like, I don't know, in Day of Defeat or other games like that, where you just have to conquer zones or control positions, and these outposts would serve as that. So this would be a really also a type of war type of thing. Another thing I want to do since I released this game is like a zombie survival mode. I don't know if necessarily zombies, but I would rather go for like a Mongolian horde or whatever type of thing, where there is just one team. They build a castle, for like 5 minutes, and after those 5 minutes, just zombies come and try to kill them. You know, zombies or Mongolian horde or whatever, and they just come in hundreds and hack and slash and kill and try to destroy your castle that you have built, and you just try to survive for a couple of minutes. I think that would be really, really fun, and I want to do that. You could even play the game in single player mode with a game mode like that. That's another reason why I really want to do that.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I saw the single player tutorial videos that you were posting, and there was I think it was a bison or a buffalo that was in front of the player, and it had to looked like it was the goal was to attack it or kill it, to teach you how to do it. So and that's what your plan is, to make some single player aspect with goblin armies and stuff, which sounds really entertaining. It's something I would really enjoy playing when I don't have time to play multiplayer. And another question that was asked to me is, will I plan to stream this game more? You know, I will plan, because it's really easy to stream. It doesn't take much resources, so it's not like I'm lagging in the game at all, which is really nice. Let's see if I can find another question. Programming language. What programming language is the game written in, and are there any limitations by using that language?
I programmed for a couple of years now in C++, and the whole engine is developed in C++, and I don't think there are any limitations in C++ other than that it is a bit harder to use than other language. But this is a language that you can create anything in it. You can port the game to any system, and that's why I chose C++.
Another question: will there be weapon or mechanic updates soon? Also, Phil, another question: how about a new class?
Yeah, as I said, this is an alpha version, so not all the features are there. Let me talk quickly about what stuff we are planning on in next releases. I definitely want a RAM, you know, just 1 or 2 person RAM that a builder builds, and 2 people pick it up, and they have to move in coordination, and just bump into a castle door and destroy it. I think that's like the most obvious thing in a castle siege game that you have to do.
Alright.
So that's one thing.
I just wanted to do a quick interruption, didn't mean to. We have 15 minutes left on the stream, but you mentioned that you wanted to give away I'm getting an echo. Free copy of a premium account. Do you want to go ahead and you know, announce how you want to do that?
Yeah, I want to give to one of the people on the chat room just a free premium version of the game, if you would like. I don't know, should we make like a contest, or should just randomly give it out?
Well, it is people's email, so I don't know if people would be too comfortable to doing that, unless you want to get 50 bajillion PMs through IRC and then try to organize it. So
maybe we should just give it to a person playing the game, you know?
Oh, we can do that. I can bring up the list, and I don't know how I can pick a random person. There's a huge list of people on here. I can't even get the whole list. There's so many. It's like we've capped the server, and I don't know how many people actually on here are from QTubers, so that might be interesting.
This is a 64-player server, so there's, oh my god, there's more than 60 players there.
Yeah, we've pretty much nearly capped the server, so. Yeah, we got 500 viewers watching this. I'm pretty sure a lot of them are going to be joining and trying. So, let's find out. Actually, how about?
You know what? I don't want to. I don't want to pick the person because people will think I picked somebody from my family or something. So I think you should pick the person, and I'll just take that email and give the premium account to that person.
All right, I have. Okay, yeah. If everybody. Let's do this. I'm going to think of a number. This is going to be the stupidest way of giving out a key, but I'm going to think of a number between 1 and Let's do 20. 1 through 20. The first person to get the number right gets the key, gets the account. Okay, guys, can stop for a sec so I can actually read numbers. Wow, I gotta go through this. There's insane amount of people going into the numbers. Everybody wants to know.
Yeah, I see.
Alright, stop. So if you found somebody who had the number 19 first, they get a win. They're gonna hear a bunch of beeps as I scroll through this list. Oh yeah, this is going insane.
I don't. I saw it.
Yep. Let's see. Let's go with Flubar 364. Was that the first? No, they're way up there. Never mind. I saw it somewhere up there before I even announced it, so I'm gonna try to see if I can find it.
Questions should be harder so people don't spam so much.
Yeah, I probably need. I wish I could turn the beeping off when you do that. I found the person. I just gotta find out a way to private message this person.
Maybe make another contest. Just ask a question about something from the interview or from the game. Just see if people were listening.
Alright, I guess the number isn't gonna work because it's beeping out. Yeah, I'm trying to read it all. Yeah, so there was some questions asked. Let's see if we can do something special. Alright, here's a good one. What other game has this developer worked on? Now we got...
Okay, we got
the first one. Arc Space gets it. Everybody else mistyped it or misspelled it. I'm not counting those. So that Arc Space gets it.
Okay.
Do you want to go ahead and just PM him and get him set up?
Congratulations. Sorry?
Do you want to go ahead and PM him on there?
Do you want to go ahead and PM him on there?
I could try to, I guess. Alright, ArcSpecs, I'll get you once the stream is over and get you set up with an email for the developer and everything.
Okay, well, we'll do it once the interview is over.
Yeah, because I don't want to have to share his email over the stream or anything like that. That would be completely inappropriate of me. ArcSpace, I sent you a private message, so just go ahead and acknowledge it. Alright, so any more questions? Let's see. Let's get another question here going.
I didn't answer about the upcoming features.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry about that. Go ahead and answer that one. I wanted to make sure somebody got a free giveaway.
Okay, so I think we need something like a trebuchet. Or how do you pronounce that? Trebuchet. And okay, a big thing I want to add is water. You know, real physical fluid water. Because right now you can just dig the whole map and it becomes like a giant pit. And I don't necessarily find that attractive. Some people like this kind of moon landscape and play on it, but I want to add water. So at a certain level, or there will just be water, and you can't go deeper. Also, I want to put water in, like in the middle of the map, so people can't get through the water. And you will be required to build a ship to get across. So this will be like a gigantic siege that like 30 players will have to act in coordination to like get across the sea and attack this enemy land. That's a pretty awesome perspective. That's why I'm really thinking how to do water in this game.
It's interesting because there's like I play Dwarf Fortress a lot, and I always say for a game that deals with ASCII, it's one of the most realistic water physics systems you can play with. So it'd be really interesting to see how this game deals with physics, if it's something that's going to be more entertaining than, say, Terraria.
Yeah, people do compare this game to Dwarf Fortress, which is funny because I've never played Dwarf Fortress. I haven't played Terraria 2, which also is compared. Anyway, this game will be even more similar to Dwarf Fortress in the future because we plan on implementing like castle rooms. A castle room will be something where, for example, you can build a workshop where you can craft bombs, or you can craft like better armor or better swords inside that room. So you'll be able to build a proper castle, not just a fortification, but a castle with rooms inside it, and these rooms will have special functions, sort of like Dungeon Keeper, where you have a dungeon and lots of rooms where you can do stuff in, and like Dwarf Fortress. So I hope Dwarf Fortress fans will like this game.
Yeah, I've done a couple streams for Dwarf Fortress, and it's not an easy game to stream. But I do have to say, this is definitely, there's some very much similarities. When I first found this game, I was like, oh, this is Dwarf Fortress in multiplayer. Yes.
Yeah, you can actually, you don't have to build a castle on top of a mountain. You can just dig down and just hide underground and build a fortress underground,
Yeah, it's very interesting, just like how much and how big some things can get, and just to watch a level and world develop into something just completely different as you terraform and build and knock down and destroy, and bombs blow up and make craters. It's one of those favorite things is watching is every game is very unique and very different. There's a good question. Someone asked if it'll eventually come out on Steam. I'll make it redirected. What are your plans on if you are planning to have as a publisher for this game, like Steam or maybe Impulse or Desora?
I can't say much because I think this stuff like this is kind of a secret, but I am talking with publishers right now, so you might see this game on Steam. I'm not saying no, but it really depends on Valve if they like the game, because they get to choose games.
Alright, well that's very good.
I definitely want it to be on Steam just for the fact that I can reach millions of people, It's really hard to do promotion in any other way, because you get just hundreds, thousands of people, but once you hit Steam, it's like 1 million people.
Yeah, it's definitely, Steam is the way to go for getting a game to be well known, because the moment it gets updated, it's like everybody knows about it then. So let's see if I can find another question for you. It'll probably be one of our last ones. Are you ever going to hire more developers, or do you plan to pretty much solo out the development of this game? I know you do have an artist.
I'm used to work... Well, in programming terms, I'm used to just coding alone. I never really worked with anyone else, and I don't plan on doing it. So I don't plan on other developers joining the game code-wise.
Alright. See if we can get another one.
I see a question about inspiration from CAG. I think inspiration, as I said, King Arthur's world. Soldat was an inspiration because I like the side-scrolling aspect. Dwarf Fortress, Dungeon Keeper, although I never played Dwarf Fortress, but I know what it's about. Oh, and Ace of Spades, I want to say about that game. It's a really awesome game. I haven't slept nights because of Ace of Spades. So that was, I think that was a direct inspiration for me to start working on that game, because I saw how awesome a game where you can build stuff and where you can fight other players is. The only reason I'm not that into Minecraft is because there is no combat there. I like combat games.
Let's see if there's any other questions. You feel free to answer if you see one you like. I see a lot of repeat questions, so I don't know which ones you'd want to answer.
I like chocolate ice cream. I saw a question about ice cream.
Yeah, I saw that one too. I didn't know if it would be appropriate to ask though. Let's see. Here's a good one. If you were to become very rich from King Arthur's Gold, what were you to buy first? I guess you meant, what would you buy first?
I would buy a new power supply for my laptop because it broke yesterday. I'm using some temporary shitty one. That's all I can really think of.
Do I like seeing blue team lose horribly? It's hard when you're trying to stream, ask questions, and play the game and watch chat. There's multiple factors and distraction for me. So yes, I'm enjoying watching my team get the crap beat out of it.
Well, don't beat yourself about it. There's like 30 other players that should be defending the castle. Okay, I see two questions. How did you learn to code a game? My dad used to program a little, and he just showed me how to code when I was 7 years old, and I picked it up from that, just using help in Turbo Pascal. There wasn't internet at that time, so it's easier now to learn coding. But I had to use help, you know, that thing where when you press F1. Second question I see. An assassin, so people want another class. We are thinking about adding another class, although 3 classes right now seem perfect to me. But if it's fun, why not add something? I don't think an assassin would be a good class because an archer probably does some assassin stuff. Like in the next version, the archer will be able to hide in grass. So to make ambushes. But we are thinking about something like a priest or a mage class, which could like heal people or bring back people from the dead. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna make that joke. Cause where's Merlin when you need him?
Yeah, Merlin is needed. I think.
What algorithm do you use for terrain generation? There's a good one. We'll let that be our last question, and then we'll move on to our next stream.
Okay, so the last question is a really geeky question. The algorithm is it's mainly based on Perlin noise. Perlin noise with a couple tweaks that just make it more smooth or more realistic. That's all. I just play with Perlin noise. There's nothing more you can invent, I think, in these terms.
Especially when you're dealing with a 2D flat plane based game. I think Perlin noise is probably the best way to use it. But you've really improved it. I remember it used to be just holes in the ground, and you'd have to dig to every single cave you found, and now you actually have arches and you know, cave openings, and so it's coming along really nicely. I really like the terrain generator, and then the fact that people can make their own maps too is handy.
Yeah, I think I like random terrain generation, but I also like people making maps, because you can't beat a custom player-made map. It's always gonna be more polished, more fun. The only downside to a player-based map is that it's just not random, you know, it's always the same. That's the only thing that made me make a random generation.
Alright, and I'm still getting the bug where it disconnects me the game every time it ends. So yeah, that was our last question. For anybody who's curious, this was King Arthur's Gold for new viewers. The up next, actually, I can't remember who's up next. I probably should double check the schedule. But this was MM. He's the developer for King Arthur's Gold, and he answered many questions. Feel free to check our recordings later if you've missed it and wanted to watch it. It'll be saved under King Arthur's Gold developer interview. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and this is Craigoff and MM saying bye.
Okay, thanks guys, bye.
Oh wait, what did I do? What did I do?
Sure, just drop me an email and I'll come back. I also appreciate this. As I said, this is my first live interview about King Arthur's Gold, so you're the lucky ones, and I'm lucky too.
Well, I surely hope you enjoyed it. Even for the crazy insane chat.
Sure, it was fun, yeah. I wish I could play the game also while talking. Anyway, it was fun, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, definitely come back and you can,
sure, I can
stream and reveal stuff for us.
Sure, I can share some secrets for you. Okay, think of some questions you want to ask me and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. Anyway, I'm gonna stay for the Project Zomboid guys because I really like that game, so see you then.
Alright, I just wanted to let you know, I still have Arch Space on He Won, the premium account. I have not gotten a reply from him, so I just wanted to make sure if he's still here to make sure to private message me, please. Alright, and that is all, so thanks for joining in and watching us. You guys all have a good day. Craigoff saying bye.
Bye.